largemouth, Jason. Hell yeah! Hey, what's up guys? Nick the Informative Fisherman here on behalf of Lucky Tackle Box today, and I get the pleasure to introduce you guys to the Strike King Drop Shot Half Shell. This bait was specifically designed around drop shotting, but it's much more than that, so let's break this bad boy down. So when you look close at this bait, you're gonna see there's ridges in the back right here, a little dorsal fin on this little flapper tail. Looks like a little tiny beaver bait, but it's 3.5 inches long, and it's this color right here happens to be green pumpkin. I don't know what you got in your box, but what that does is it really matches juvenile crawfish, which is something I like to match the hatch on often in the wintertime. We're nearing the end of July right now. I don't know when you happen to be watching this video, but a lot of juvenile crawfish, they don't burrow into that mud or into those rocks. A lot of the time they like to sit down in those grass patches, and this matches that perfectly. Whether you're drop shotting, whether you're Ned rigging, whether you're putting it on a little chatterbait or a little finesse jig, it gives you a ton of options. So I want you to see this right here on the package, open pour technology. What does that mean? This is a new technology Strike King's implemented into their baits to get the color layering of evenly. It's like similar to hand pouring, the old style, but this is the thing they got figured out now, to pour these colors in here evenly. And I know you're not gonna see it on a green pumpkin presentation like this very well, but you'll see little unique key color features in their baits to give them that match the hatch ability a lot better than a lot of other plastic companies that are out there. And what it does is it gives you the option to affect the buoyancy of the bait. And when I say neutrally buoyant, what does that mean? That means when you're hooked on a drop shot, this tail is gonna just slowly fall. When you twitch it, it's gonna have a natural motion to it, and it's not going to want to fall, it's not going to want to float, it's going to have a real natural buoyancy. What depth does that really apply? I'm not sure. I think most of the time across the whole United States, most people are drop shotting less than 30 foot deep. Out here in Northern California, we're drop shotting 50, 60 foot at times, but I know that doesn't apply to the rest of the country. So when it comes to your rigging, that's really dependent on the presentation style you're trying to use with your plastic. If I'm fishing 1/8 ounce, 1/4 ounce, 3/16, I'm gonna throw a medium light or a light spinning rod with either 6 or 8 pound fluorocarbon for my Ned rig style or a little ball head style bait right there. If I was gonna throw it on a finesse jig around 1/4 ounce, I can either throw this on a crankbait rod with 10 or 12 pound fluorocarbon. The lighter you go in the winter time is gonna get you more bites. One thing that is consistent is I'm gonna consistently fish this presentation on fluorocarbon line. Small, natural. So I want to go light, I want to go invisible. So lighter rod, lighter line, an invisible line with that fluorocarbon. Reel's not going to matter. That's dependent on your presentation. Once again, there's never really any reason to go fast with a plastic unless you have it as a trailer for like a chatterbait or a swim jig. Then I would say stick to your crankbait style of rod to throw that on. But anything else from there, I'm going finesse, I'm going light, and I'm staying finesse with that little half shell. So when would I fish a bait like the half shell here? It's simple. Either the water's getting really cold or the water's getting really hot, or I'm having a tough time getting a bite on any of my bigger reaction baits. Those are the times you want to drop down to those finesse plastics and try to earn those extra strikes. A lot of the time the conditions just don't line up right, and using a finesse bait like the half shell right here is going to get you those 4 or 5 extra bites that you're going to need in a tournament or just out in a fun day fishing just to have some fun with your buddies. Also, if that water gets really clear, a half shell with a finesse style presentation like this can excel no matter what the time of year. But when that water gets really hot, those fish get sluggish and lethargic. They like to stay deep. Drop shot can work. Any of these little ball head finesse jigs like this, a little Ned rig can get down there and get to them. When that water gets cold, the same thing applies. They're gonna go to those deeper spots, or they're gonna stay on that rock and stay warm, and all these presentations right here can get them. I'm Nick the Informative Fisherman, and that's the Strike King half shell. Remember guys, if you like this video, make sure to click that subscribe button or follow us. We're on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. We here at Lucky Tackle Box greatly appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you next time. Best of fishing.